Yo, what's good YouTube? And we're back with another video in this Valentine's Week upload marathon, or at least that's what I'm calling it. I really can't figure out what else to call it, so it's just the Valentine's Week upload marathon. But I guess you can get right into the video. So today we are comparing the Texie Rubies, which I just did a review on, and the JWK C3 Tangerines, which are a very highly regarded switch in this keyboard community. So the Rubies are made by Texie, as you would think, because they're the Texie Rubies, and the Tangerines are made by C3 and JWK. The Rubies, in my opinion, are the best looking switch that I have. The sparkling and the red and the yellow just looks really neat. And the Tangerines are pretty neat too, but they're really not my favorite. So the Rubies are 55 cents per switch, and the Tangerines are about 67 cents per switch. So it's pretty close, but the Rubies are on the cheaper to moderate side, and the Tangerines are on the moderate to high side. And they both have 5 pins, but the Rubies pins seem to break off, so that's not that big of a problem because it's not ruining the switch or anything, but they are very fragile, so make sure you're careful with that. And the Rubies have a polycarbonate mix housing with a UHM WPE stem, and the Tangerines have a UHM WPE housing and a palm stem. The Tangerines have a standard length stem, so if you use them on a board with a north-facing socket and cherry profile keycaps, then there will be some interference, and it will be mushy and sound like plastic, so you really don't want it. But the Rubies have a extended stem, so it has a longer pull, so there will be no interference. The Tangerines have 2 options for the spring weight, either 62 grams or 67 grams, and the Rubies have 1 weight, which is 63.5 grams with a double progressive spring, which basically means it gets harder to press the more you press, and it has less ping. So I'll give you a listen to compare these 2 switches' sound. So the Rubies are definitely deeper and quieter than the Tangerines, which is funny because the Rubies have a long pull while the Tangerines do not. But one thing that I noticed, which is different from when I reviewed them, is that the Tangerines have a plastic sound, and it kind of ruins the experience. So the smoothness is actually really close somehow, and I think that these Ruby switches are a lot better than people make them out to be. ignoring one big issue, which is that my batch had some really inconsistent leaf issues, which made them unusable for me. Half of them felt tactile, while the others are linear, which just doesn't feel right when typing. But I'm convinced that this is unique to my batch, so we are all good on that front. And in conclusion, I'm still going to pick the Tangerines over the Rubies, because I like the louder sound at the moment, and of course my batch of Rubies was very scuffed. But the Rubies are still very liable for a deep and quiet and smooth experience. But that's all for now, guys. Peace out.